We're going in the woods. We're going in the woods. Trained to know where to
Alright, welcome in everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to get a little bit clear of everybody before I started talking, but hope everybody's having a good day. We're back at the zoo again. Yes, this is a new stream. It's not the same thing from last week, but same place as last week, but a little bit of a different test today to see exactly what we got going on. We've got some issues already this morning with the connection, so we may have some early morning starting problems here. Let me see if I can adjust the bit rate down because it's trying to overblow. It's trying to overblow here, but good morning. Welcome in. Hope everybody's having a good day. We are back again at the Nashville Zoo once again. We will see how it goes today. I'm hoping to test out the quiz program and see if it will work. Anybody that don't see anybody there. Alright, we're going to head on up the hill. I'm not exactly sure if you guys are going to be able to see anything because my phone is going a little bit crazy at the moment, so we will see how it goes. If I had Wi-Fi, I'd like to be able to check, but of course the Wi-Fi is not working, so probably hot, but give it a second to see if it equalizes some, but it's been doing some weird stuff. Don't know why, but oh, there, I got some Wi-Fi. Let me stop here for a second. But appreciate anybody that's watching currently. Just trying to figure out if we're running at any smooth rate at all currently, because the data is all over the place. Seems to be somewhat equalizing now. So we will see, but bear with us here for a second. I'm not sure what it's doing, but appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. And I'm trying to, we're pausing here for a second just because I'm trying to check in on the connection. It looks like it might have equalized some now, so we'll keep on moving. We're going to keep with our same route that we did yesterday, except we're not going to go up to the disappointing giraffes. Still not sure if I want to go all the way up to the vet center or not. We will see how the walking goes by the time we get there. But big thing for today is working on testing out a quiz program. It's just an automated quiz, and so it should pop up here in about 2 minutes. We should have the first quiz question, or game question, whatever you want to call it. It should pop up here on the screen, and I'm not going to do anything. It's just going to do it all by itself, is the plan. And so hopefully it will pop up here on the screen. Hopefully it will also show up in the chat. So that is the goal. We will see if it happens and if it works. Man, our connection is ugly today, so please bear with us. I don't know what's going on, but I just cannot keep a steady signal. So we'll see once we get to this first question if it kicks off as expected, and we'll see how the connection goes. We'll try to see some animals this morning. If the Screaming Eagle is already running and there's already people on it, that's quite impressive. But again, hopefully we'll be able to see some animals, we'll be able to have some fun, hopefully answer some trivia questions. As we go, but I'm huffing and puffing. Yep, so there's our first question. What large cat species at the Nashville Zoo is known for its beautiful coat and incredible agility? So that popped up as expected, so it did start. And there it comes into the chat now with a little bit of delay. So it gives you guys the opportunity. It is the clouded leopard. We will hopefully see some of those a little bit later on. But we will see. So that was our first question of the day, was the clouded leopard. So worked pretty well. Showed up on the screen, showed up there. Gave you guys adequate time to try to answer it. That actually looks like that worked pretty well. And then it goes away. Perfect.
There we go.
Alright, again, been having some data issues, so it may be a little bit laggy. Don't really know what's up with the data, if it's capping me or what, but didn't have any issues last week with data for the most part. But it's just not playing nice today, but still get some Red River hog there. Oh, he's going to run off on us. Alright, come all the way back out here. He was happy to get some lettuce this morning. I don't see the rhinos yet this morning. Oh, they're way back there. Okay, well, maybe we will have to walk up to the top. I wasn't really planning on walking to the top because I was hoping today might be a little bit lower of a day. Yeah, it seems like I don't know what's going on with the bandwidth here. It's doing some weird stuff. Like, it's popping to like 10 meg a second. It's like it's trying to overbound, and that's flushing it too much, and so it's trying to go high. I did lower it down, but it's still trying to hit like 10 meg, which is weird. But let's see if we can see. Oh, he's out again. First thing in the morning, these guys have been pretty good to us. Let's see if I can get the... He's just hanging out there. Yeah, I'm interested to see what this will turn out with at the end point, because right now I'm bouncing all over the place instead of keeping a steady connection. It's like it's bursting. But I know what to do to try to see if we can see the leopards up here. Should be getting close to our next question. Next question should be popping up anytime now. We'll see if it's about leopards. It may or may not be. Oh, I see them down here. There it is. Which tall animal can you hand feed at the Nashville Zoo? That's a good question, but it's not. It's a little bit deceiving. But I'll give you guys some seconds to lock it in. The black leopard. I was trying to remember if we saw the black one last week or not. But that's going to be the giraffe. So the giraffe, you can hand feed them, but you have to do the behind the scenes tour that is a extra. So it's not something that you can do straight up on there. I do really wish I could tell whether this was smooth or not for you guys, because it's doing weird stuff. But it's up here at the top again. It's such a weird that it's doing right now with the connection. So I'm sorry to be just sitting here talking about it, but appreciate everybody coming in, watching, hanging out with us. We've been testing out our quiz program just to see if it's going to work, and if it's so good, it does look like it has been. So it pretty much just automatically throws the questions out there on the screen and collects the responses. If we did actually have any responses from anybody on the leaderboard as well. But it's just kind of nice, I guess, from an engagement standpoint, to be able to have kind of some additional data points to a certain extent. Let's see if there is Wi-Fi up. Yeah, I'm gonna try some craziness. Don't have many people watching, so don't as worry. We'll go up and get a view of the rhinos up here. We're actually gonna turn Wi-Fi on. We're gonna turn our hotspot on. I'm going to use the hotspot on the other phone to be able to hopefully judge if we're stuttering or not.
These conservation efforts are critical to saving the eel infestation. Your visit,
Of course, it's a little bit hard to see them from there. Just kind of want to deem if I need to do more to try to fix my connection, because it is ugly at the moment. Yeah, it's not even staying stable for any time at all. Alright, so I think we may do a restart of the phone, because it is not happy. So we're going to stop. We'll come back here in just a minute. So bear with me. We'll try to come back here in a minute. Bear with me. Alright, we're going to hopefully come back here now. Isn't at least my hope. And we will see kind of what happens. Oh, we got our next question, so that's still working. But I did lower down our, that does look like that's better. Okay, we will see. We'll see how that goes.
I'm Jenna Holtec, and I'm one of the animal keepers here at the Nashville Zoo, and I spend most of my time listening to Giraffe.
But I was just trying to see kind of what it looks like. Okay. Had to lower down the quality a little bit, which I know, unfortunately, running IRL Pro, you get a little bit of blur on the overlay when you're running this low. So, appreciate you guys coming in. I may try to up it again later. We'll keep an eye out on the bandwidth here, because it just has not been having a happy day today. But it looks like it's doing a little bit better. So, we will see. Didn't have any connection issues when we were here before, but I don't know. So we kind of missed that question, but I was kind of busy trying to figure out what was going on with the connection, which it does. I mean, it does now look like it's acting normal, much more normal, like it should be. So hopefully that means I'll actually be able to see something. We'll keep it at 720 for now. May try bumping it back up here after a little bit, but we will see. Over here. Just hanging out there. And then our leopard is over here. He's just sitting there, hanging out. He's like he's eating bark off the tree. Alright, then we'll continue on our way. We will head toward the bottom loop. Again, I've been trying to go a little bit faster today than we had last week, but had to delay a little bit trying to figure out the connection issues, but it does seem, at least at the moment, to be somewhat under control. We're running at 720 though, which means the nice overlays that I have are going to be a little bit blurry, but again, right now, I only have 2 people watching, which one is probably me. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I'm trying to double check on my other phone to see if we're actually somewhat smooth and watchable, because that's always the issue, and it does look like it. So one of the things I do say I kind of wish I did have, and I did actually have one that was a little mount to be able to hold my other phone while I walk, but it definitely looks better at the moment. So appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us. This is much more of a test stream than we tried to do last week, but we're back at the Nashville Zoo once again. It's the monkey by the monkey. I always get a little bit confused because you've got the statue and then he normally likes to sit here. So, but welcome in anybody that's here. Don't be afraid to get in the chat. We're testing out the quiz program that we have, and we're trying to play around. It should pop up here in just a little bit. It'll give us another question. You'll have the option to respond through the chat if you want to try to play the game and keep score. But the questions all will be geared to the Nashville Zoo, or at least that's what I told AI to do for me. But we will see. So we're now going to head down to the bottom half of the loop. Again, it didn't take us very long to do the top half. We probably won't take a long time for the bottom half. I think the questions and the rubric I had for the questions is that it would probably take about an hour for all of them to come through. So here's another question. Which deer species native to South America lives at the Nashville Zoo? Native to South America, that is going to be, I'll give it a second for it to reveal the answer. I think I've got it set for 20 seconds for you guys to respond. But that is the Andean bear, which we probably will not see. I highly doubt we will see an Andean bear. But that's the Andean bear. The zip line going over again. But yeah, so we're headed down now to the bottom loop of the zoo. It does, again, seem like my connection is doing a whole lot better. I had some serious connections issues to start there, so sorry if you came in. We're trying to watch. It was not happy. Had to quickly restart the cell service on the phone, and then it seems like it is a little bit happier with us, which is kind of weird because all I did was turn it off and turn it back on. But you know, that's the IT world. Is have you tried rebooting? Well, I tried rebooting, so. But while we're walking here, we'll, oh, that's not going to be the wide one. Here's the wide one. We'll just say, hey, appreciate anybody that's hanging out or watching this afterwards. This is mainly just kind of a test for the quiz questions to see if they come up automatically in an automated mode, because the main thing I wanted is they will show up and you don't have to do anything, which is what's really nice. So it kind of gives you guys something to look at and see while we're walking around. I technically could not even show them for me, so I didn't even see them on the screen, but they would just show up as they showed up. But it also shows them in the chat, as you guys can see if you're tuning in live. But appreciate you guys watching with us. We'll head back down to the meerkats next. We'll see if my question is about meerkats. It comes up here in a minute. Probably not, but give it a shot. Let's see if we can find. I'm just going to go down because it's a, oh no, he's right there. Yeah, we'll zoom in and just see him from here because I don't want to disturb anybody. See him guarding his rock. Whew. It's a little bit sunny for the fact that it's supposed to storm this afternoon. They're actually calling for possible tornadoes this afternoon. But we'll see. But again, appreciate anybody and everybody that came in to watch with us. Again, connection seems to be rolling a whole lot better. I'll probably switch over and try to go back to 1080 here in a minute because our questions don't show very well without it being in 1080. Definitely a much lighter zoo day. Yesterday, this was wall-to-wall people. Or not yesterday, last week, this was wall-to-wall people and was really tough.
Hey, buddy. Come this way.
We'll come over here and see if we can see the meerkat from the bottom. There he is. He's still on guard duty.
There you go.
Oh, we got another one right here. Hold on. He's going to get too close to us, but this guy's in a good spot. You can hear the weird, they make a very interesting sound. We will keep moving on. We'll take a look at the blue settled stork when we come back up. I do want to get down to the kangaroos. But again, appreciate anybody that stumbled upon us, hanging out with us. This is just a morning walk. Really just to get some exercise before the rain comes in. But it's a nice day. We actually hit like 80. Oh, we got another question. Okay, what striped big cat has a specialized large habitat at the zoo entrance? It's not near the zoo entrance, so AI failed us on that question. But I'm guessing it's talking about the tiger, but which tiger? Is it a Sumatran? I cannot remember. We will see. See, I should know the answer to all these questions. It is the Sumatran tiger, or at least that's what it's claiming. It's claiming it's the Sumatran tiger. I don't know if it's actually the Sumatran tiger. Alright, we're going to stop here for just a second because I'm going to switch back to 1080 and we're going to see if we can keep the 1080 connection without an issue, because it seems like our cell service has somewhat figured out what it's doing. So bear with us, it'll lag for just a minute and we'll be right back. Alright, so it should be back. Again, it was just a short clip. Let's see, we're having some of that weird problem again. So maybe it was the 1080 that it's not liking. I may have some issues with my bitrate settings. Well, it's keeping up for the moment, so we'll let it keep on keeping on. It's almost like it's trying to eat up more bitrate than is possible, but I really shouldn't. For 1080, I shouldn't need to be running 11, which is what is currently running for the bitrate. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's not doing any of the weird drop to zero, so I'm assuming this guy is still up here at the top. Let's just double check our connection here. Oh, we are super delayed? Or are we not running at all? I don't know what's going on here. No, there we go. Okay. We're alright. At least it looks alright at the moment. Over here we can get this guy. We didn't really get him last week. Again, just want to make sure. Should be getting close to our next question, I'm thinking. Let's see, I can actually check that real quick. I think. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we got a minute or so before the next question. But appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us. We'll head over and see if there's any kangaroos on the path to pet.
You're all good. Welcome in. If you didn't know before, just a reminder, make sure to stay on the concrete path at all times. Walking in inside voices as well, just so we don't scare any of the kangaroos. And of course, you can pat them on their backs. Just stand to the side or behind them because they can only move forward, not backwards. My name is Lou. I'm part of guest services. In the middle top is our interpreter, Scott. So if you have any questions or just want to name to these guys, just let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Alright, so we're in. I don't see any on the pathway, but there is one that's close, so we'll just take it easy as we go through here. And this is the really cool walkabout, and this is the thing that we've talked about multiple times. We've talked about it on Z streams. This is the big thing at this zoo that is absolutely amazing.
They're so pretty.
Oh, we got another question coming in there. What do you guys think the answer to that one is? Looks like they don't have a ton of coverage on people here. Alright, so that was the red panda, which is not currently on exhibit, so we won't get to see him, unfortunately. But again, you can see this exhibit is really, really good because it's, you know, you're here, you're in, you're with them, they're right here. It's not, you know, there's not any walls, there's not any barriers. They are right here with you. And we got one that's close enough to pet, so we may try. I promised Kenny that I think that was Kenny. I promised that I would try if I but it's a really good area here. I've got a little bit of sun glare there, but it is just a really good area. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. It looks like I actually had a new subscriber, so I appreciate the new subscriber. Oh, that one I think has a Joey in the pouch. Hold on, let me see if I can get in on him. Yeah, it looks like he's got a Joey down there. Alright, we will try. Let me see, he's moving a little bit forward, but oh, wrong one. Come out to the wide angle here. Hey, buddy. Hey. He's like, I don't care. You do whatever you do. But we pet the kangaroo. That was one of the requirements for the day, right? I need to find a way to clip that so I can show it. I was like, this one over here has a Joey in the pouch.
A lot over the past couple of weeks. And she will be out of the house for good whenever her mom feels like she's ready.
Is she very protective? Like, did you pet her? I mean, I don't want to, but was she?
Chili is fine if you give her a scratching on the back when she's eating, but the Joey is a no-go zone. Partially because it's on the belly, and that's just a very hateful.
Well, no, I meant sometimes.
No, the mama's totally fine. This Shelly isn't always the friendliest, but while she's eating, she doesn't mind.
I see that little Joey down there.
Yeah, they are very goofy looking when they first start coming out.
Alright, keep moving on. Take one last look at all the Joeys and all the kangaroos there. Definitely a really good walkthrough. My one hand that I used. Wash it off. Yes, wonderful video of me washing off. Alright, so we'll head up the hill, head back to the field, see if we can see any of the field animals out there. And we'll see if we get another question by the time we get up here. I would say we probably should be pretty close to another question, maybe. Oh, and right on cue. What massive reptile at the zoo is the world's largest lizard? Oh, we did not go see this one. He's up at the vet center. Yeah, we did not see him, but which one is this? The iguana, the Komodo dragon, the alligator, or the python? This question's a little bit deceptive. The Komodo. Yeah, everybody's out today. With the little guys. And then we got the ostrich down here too. Got a little bit of everybody. with the zebras. Definitely got a little bit of everything.
You're welcome to come up and see it or hold it. This is from Ben. Want to do right here.
It's like everybody's got to have the ostrich eggs. But again, appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us on our walk today. We're just walking through the Nashville Zoo, testing out some quiz questions as we go. I do like the quiz. I probably have them a little bit too close together. I also would really like a way to be able to trigger them easier, because right now it's just a timer. So it just sits and waits, and then it just triggers the next one. It would be nice to have, on my other phone, like a button I could just click that would progress it, which I could technically do. I mean, I could log in to the app on my phone. Oh, he's right over here. See if we can get some viewing of him. He came over, so he's going to walk away. The normal behavior. Yeah, that's a good shot. Walking across and spray. We got a nice breeze coming across there too. You can see he's got a good yard, and he's got the glass area over there, so he can walk kind of in front of the glass. He's going to go over there and say hey to those people. See if he turns back or not. Looks like he's just going to go hang out over there, so we'll continue going. I'm trying to decide if we want to walk in or not. I think we'll just go ahead and continue moving on. We'll see if we can see the bears. No, he's actually up, so he's up in the tree where he was last week in the same spot. He's laying actually a little bit of different angle. So I don't think I can see his face from here. So you can see him up there in that tree, that little black speck. All the way up there is the Indian bear. Yeah, he's, can't really see him from here. Maybe we can see him from the bottom side, but we'll see. He's in the same place he was last week, and it's 2 weeks in a row that, of course, Rebecca's not with me, and we get to see that Indian bear. Sounds about right. But again, we're moving on, headed down to the alligators. I've worked up a decent amount of sweat as we walk here. It's not a overly vigorous loop, but I'm not in shape. So let's see. What bright pink bird can be seen standing on one leg in a huge or a large flock? Well, we'll see those here before too long. We'll see at least a hint of them. It's usually one of the things we see on the way out, but you can go ahead and give a guess if you were actually engaging in the chat. But since this is more of a test and don't have very many folks watching, but it is working, from my perspective, it's working just about as perfect as it can. Let's go see if we can see Mr. Alligator again. Hello. He's actually out of the water again. I see, that's what I would rather be doing right now. Sitting. Doing absolutely nothing. It would be wonderful. Alright, we will move on and see if we can see the Indian bear from the other side. As we go through Expedition Peru. So again, and I mentioned this last week, this is a really nice exhibit area, but unfortunately the bears just is not the best. The bears is not the best exhibit, so it's hard to see them a lot of times. Actually don't see them very often at all. It's over there. He likes to hide. We're just going to keep walking to keep our heart rate moving, keep exercising. This is our morning exercise loop of being able to walk for an hour. I wish I could do this every morning. Let's see if we can see him up here at the top. There he is, and of course he moved his head from where we were on the other side. You can see him up there. I guess he's decided he likes sitting there. And again, there's this big area through here, and it's kind of hard to see just because of the fact if you look at the hill, they usually like to sit all the way up there at the top, and so it can be really hard. Okay. See. Oh, okay, so the guineas are actually out. So we can take a look at the guineas. Trying to answer a message. All right, hold on just a second.
Oliver.
It should be back now. I don't know if it lagged or not, but sorry, I had to answer a text message and I forgot. I technically think I could have done it on my other phone, but we got the guinea pigs here. Alright, well, I'll keep on moving. Again, this is our walking day, so we're not taking much breaks or anything like that. Alright, so we're going to walk down now. We should be able to see some initial platted leopards. The red pandas exhibit has been under construction, so I don't expect we'll see red pandas. Oh, we got another question coming through. Comment from Madagascar has a distinct black and white. Oh, we'll see these down here too, maybe. The ring-tailed lemurs. Answer A. The ring-tailed lemurs. See him, yeah, I can see him over there. Oh, it's going to be hard with the sun. I'm just going to keep on going. I think we got our hornbills. Hey guys. They just swapped out branches. Some pretty bright hornbill birds. Alright, we will keep on keeping on. Whew. I'm in full sweat mode, and you know it's still only like 70 degrees, but I'm not a fit man, so it's just the way it goes. Actually, the red panda is nice. the glass is not covered anymore. Let's see. Oh no, they're doing okay. So they're adding in a whole bunch of extra branches. That doesn't make sense because that's going to mean they're going to hide somewhere and you're not going to be able to see them. I don't know. Let's see. Yep. Nope.
Here's the mom.
Hanging out up there.
You see her up in the tree at the top? Oh, look at over there.
See him up there hanging out. That over exposure there. There we go. Alright, so we can move on and we can move over to our lemurs now. We just had our question about it. It was a ringtail. I see one of them walking around, so it looks like they're actually out and about.
What's the most you say?
We got a couple up there on top. We got one down here on the bottom. I'm going to go for extra zoom here. It won't be perfect image, but you can see the guys up here on top hanging out. Alright, just trying to get out far enough. Now we get to see the red ruffs. So we have the ringtails and the red ruffs. They look like they're all sleeping. These sleepies. Alright. Let's get here. Yeah, they're just sleeping. This is interrupting our walking now. It's getting out of our pace. Not that we had a good pace anyway. We should be getting... that's the one thing I probably need to do is set something so that I can see on my screen the interval to the next question. So I could have another overlay that just shows when the next question's coming. So we've got a couple of the Barusas. I want to call them Barbosa, but Barusas. Well, yeah, hanging out back there. Alright, continuing on here. Those were the ringtails, so we're just going to go ahead and walk on past the ringtails for now. And we're going to head on. We've got some of the spider monkeys coming up here in a little bit. Just double checking the stream to make sure we're still running. We're still running. We're still going up. There's another question. Hold on. Let's see what it is. What large horned animal from Africa can be seen roaming the savannah exhibit? Well, they really only have one African large animal, so we did see those earlier. That is going to be the white rhino. The white rhino. The rhino is always fun, but hey, love pugs. Thanks for joining our exercising walk today, and thanks for popping in and saying hello. It's been a interesting morning. Had some technical issues to start out with. That's the usual for me. But we're mostly just testing out some fun trivia questions that we have in this trivia system that we have. So appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us. We should get a question about every 4 minutes. So as we walk through the zoo, you'll also get to enjoy some fun Nashville trivia. But we're headed down to the spider monkeys. We'll be able to see if we see anything. Spider monkeys they're not really my favorite animal just because I'm not a big monkey fan. I'm more of a tailed marsupial. Are those marsupials? I'm not the most knowledgeable person.
You come with me and then mommy will wait for you.
I like the lemurs. But
One way only, that's what I put in there. I bet the kids were crashing into it. And I remember when we were in it, I'm going to use it on that.
oh, people are always fun. I can see them swinging around. They are at least always moving around. He's going to come sit and pose for us. Always nice to have him sitting and posing. Yep, and then we're going to get that beautiful view. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to come over here and take a look because they do have a nice wall in here that shows all the different types of monkeys and has a lot of the different types in which their endangerment is. These are the spider monkeys, so they're one of the more endangered. It's just hanging out there posing. Keep on moving forward. Come down, we'll have the porcupines here in just a minute. Or the porcupine, I think it's usually just one. And then we'll get down back to the flamingos. And then we'll try to get over to the petting zoo area, which is where the snow leopard cubs are. Or clouded leopard cubs. Sorry, they're not snow leopards. It's a different size. Very different size, but... Alright, so I'm thinking, again, I keep thinking the question, I do need to get like a little counter or something to show on my screen to know when we have the next question coming up so I can mention it, but we should have the next question here in just a minute. As a reminder, you can answer the question in the chat, so if you just select A, B, C, or D when it pops up in the chat, you'll be able to answer that, and scores will be tallied to you as well, so that should all work. I'm still in the testing phase, so that's some of what we're doing today, but appreciate everybody being here. Let's see when we get our next question. If you can see, he's normally back there in the underneath the railing there. He's way back in there. You can see there's a little bit of porcupine. Oh, there we go. See him a little bit better. There he is. Actually, there's two of them. I think there's just the one back there. They did, at one time they had two and they would snuggle back there, but... Alright, so we're going to keep on moving. So this appears where they are working now on a new exhibit that was an old exhibit. When the ice storm came through, their trees kind of fell down and I think it ruined their exhibit. So they decided to take the opportunity. You can see there's a huge stump there. Oh, and there's our question that just came up. Which South American animal has a prehensile upper lip and loves to swim? Oh, that's sad because that's the one that would have been right here. This would have been perfect timing if this exhibit was still open. So it's that's an interesting. So it's the tapir, which used to be here, because they had this big pool of water right here, but he is not here anymore. I don't know where he went. I'm assuming he's backstage. But he used to be right here, but coming soon is going to be the giant anteater and the capybara. I kind of wish I had a way to record my screen while I was doing this so that you could see how it worked. I have to find somebody to actually test this out for me a little bit more. But alright, so we're moving on forward. This is the Flamingo Lagoon. As always, it's another staple and another good Nashville exhibit. We had the question a couple of questions ago about the which animal was the one standing on one foot. Actually a little bit toasty today, which is funny because it's supposed to storm later. Yeah. Here, look at all those flamingos. Someone's standing on one foot. But I know we're moving pretty quick today. not spending quite as much time with the animals. We will spend a little bit more time with the clouded leopards if there are some. But we will see. So appreciate everybody that's hung out with us today. Hey, Strawberry Fields. Welcome in from Toronto. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. We're at the Nashville Zoo today. Hoping to be able to see some animals. We've already seen a fair amount. See, we got a big tortoise here walking toward us. But definitely thank you for coming in, hanging out with us. We're also testing out some quiz functionality that we have. So if you see in the chat as you roll back, we've been asking some questions about the Nashville Zoo. Those will just periodically pop up on the screen and pop up in the chat. And you can have the option to be able to play along and try to answer those questions if you want. But great to have you in, hang out with us for a minute. I'm hoping we'll get to see the snow leopard club or the clouded leopard cubs. I've been playing each time we've come before. And we'll have those here in just a second. So I'm hopeful we'll be able to get some of that entertainment. And we will see. Thank you. I'm going to see. Since there's not very many people over here looking, I'm a little bit afraid they might just be asleep. I do see them hanging out. See if they're going to be active or not. 2 of them. Oh, okay. It looks like all 4 of them are still around. There they are.
It's a replica. No, clouded leopard.
Oh. Ooh, got some winds coming through. They've been actually fighting and playing each time I've come before, so I was attacking, but I only see 3 of them, and there have been 4. There might be another one back. I think there's another one back there laying down behind that one on the left. But these are definitely entertaining, cute, fun. They're definitely active, so it's a really good to watch along. There's another question for us. What slow-moving, tree-dwelling mammal can be found hanging out at the zoo? I know what that's going to be. We won't see him, but it's going to be the sloth, the two-toed sloth. Oh, they're gonna lick there. Yep, and it was the two-toed sloth. I do know my Nashville Zoo pretty well. I know there's been a couple questions I haven't known, but I just realized that that's like a giant pickle. I got some giant pickle enrichment, and then there's an egg. Just a hanging out. Oh, somebody's being a brat back there in the corner. Okay. I'm over here wrestling around. Yeah, so there's 4 of them in here. Interesting. I didn't ever see the... Oh, there it did go. Okay, it just didn't come through on me. They must have been playing hard earlier because they're not playing around. Granted, he's got his tail. He's got the other one's tail in his mouth. He literally he's sleeping on top of his tail, but it's like pure cat behavior. But they are cute. Alright, we'll walk over here. We'll go say hey to the toucans. Hey, toucans. How we doing, Toucan? Toucan? You doing all right, Mr. Toucan? It's very quiet compared to last week. So last week there were like 1,000 people here, but the weather was beautiful. Which the weather is still beautiful today. It's just overcast and it's supposed to storm this afternoon. So I think a lot of people just wouldn't want to come to have that. So, all right. So we will keep moving on. Kind of the main. We'll come over here and see the pigs because I don't think I had gotten to see the pigs before. I'm probably going to try something here a little bit crazy since we're decent ways into the stream. I'm going to come over here by the pigs and I'll see if I can trigger. I'm going to see if I can actually trigger the next question to force it to display, but we'll see. I kind of worry it might end up with double. Alright, so, okay, that did work. I'm interested, though, if it doubles the question in the chat. We'll give it a second and see if it doubles the question in the chat, because now I'm running it on my phone. No, it didn't. Oh, but it may come back again. Wonder if it'll do that, but we'll see. It's a cassowary. We saw him earlier. Alright, we'll go ahead and move along here. That was the cassowary. It's kind of easy on some of these because it's the only animal they actually have here. Alright, we didn't touch any animals, so not worried about hand washing. It did take the graphic away, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see if when it pulls, if the other one, because I hit the button, and I'm worried that, because there's two windows that we're running, so we'll see if we get the same question here in just a minute. Or if it's just that easy as having it up on another device and hitting the button. Because that was super easy to just pull it up on my phone and trigger. Could probably have that as just an API endpoint. Let's see. Student groups for the volunteers. Probably the group of volunteers.
It was a really nice photo.
Alright, so we're continuing to head through here. Do we want to try Unseen World? You know, I think Unseen World won't be as busy, so we probably should try it this time. But it does have 0 cell service, so we'll have to connect to Wi-Fi before we go in. Just a second.
Wow, look how great.
Alright, we should be on Wi-Fi now, so we should be able to go into the Unseen World without a complete connection drop. Oh, much better today. So it was like 1,000 degrees in here when we came in here before, and there were about 1,000 people in here, so it was awful. But definitely much better. You can see our iguanas there. Alright, that was my fault. So that was me being dumb. I realized that was my fault. So that was me being dumb. I realized that I had not actually logged into the Wi-Fi yet. So lost you guys for a minute or two. But we're back now. Running pure Wi-Fi, which is perfectly fine in here. Oh, and we got another question. Well, we'll see those again here before too long. Big turtle. Didn't get to see him last time. So I feel like there was a weird, like, couldn't understand the questions we ended up getting. Alright, we're gonna skip all of this. Skip that section there, just because there's lots of people. Turtles. Try to find right there. How's the snake? Just a hang in there. Got some tree frogs. They're hard to see. I don't know if I can get zoomed in on them. Alright. Alright, we should be back now. Back on in the real world, back with non-Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi just complicates things, but it's necessary sometimes in certain buildings. But, alright, well, we're winding down here. Don't exactly know how long we've been going. I know we've had a lot of lag and a lot of connection issues today, so there's definitely a little bit less smooth as we went last week. But we did get the quiz questions to work, and they do seem like they're working decently well. But we'll come back and see if we can see some of the last couple things on the way out, and then we'll end it out. I do have to get over to my mother-in-law's, who lives like across the street, so not very far to go. But we'll head over there after this, and then I am going to be on Signs of Amusement later on today with the guys there. Excited about that. It's at 1 p.m. Central Time. Well, we got one that's running that was right behind the bush now. There he is. Garden out there. Oh, there we go. Which loud swinging HPPs can be heard scaling from all across the zoo in the morning? We're actually about to see them if they're out and about. So it's a very pertinent question. Because again, we will see them here in just a second.
Yeah.
And it is the signing. I can never remember the name. Most people just call them howler monkeys, so. But we're headed there literally in that exhibit right there, so it's good timing. If they're out and about. They are not always out and about. They like to lounge a lot. They're not as much swingers and yellers as much as you would think. But let's have a look. Let's see if we can see them. You can see that gray behind that tree as the storm moving in. I do not see them. It's always kind of sad when you have these guys and you don't get to see them, because they're big and they're black and they're usually easy to spot. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we'll keep moving on. Whew, okay. Alright, so we'll try to see if we can see the white-cheeked gibbons, and then after that we will be done. And we will go retreat before the storm comes in. But appreciate everybody that came and hung out, watched with us for a minute. Didn't really have anybody play the game with us, but they must be inside due to the impending weather is probably what's going on with them. But appreciate everybody that came in and watched even for a little bit. It's definitely great to see everybody. We did pet a kangaroo today, so it is on the stream. And I think it was connection-wise, it was working at that point. So. That's an ugly parent-to-child ratio there. I'm like, I feel like you need a 1-to-1 ratio for the most part, but that was 1-to-3. 1-to-3 ratio. Alright, well, we'll come over here to our wind-down bench, and we will come have a seat, and then we will call it. We definitely appreciate everybody that came in, hung out with us again. It was much more of a walk this morning and a test stream than anything else. I know that's
Yeah, but I want to take care of our poor baby.
So I appreciate everybody that came in and watched, maybe for a little bit, maybe didn't watch for a little bit, however long you were in. But appreciate you guys and hope everybody has a good day. We'll come back here, say hey. Oh, so you guys can actually see me before we end out. I'm not sure what the quiz program will do with ending before it's done with all its questions, but maybe we'll find out. But appreciate everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you guys at another time.